So today's the day. I'll take the Zephyr down to Melbourne Indian. Going to get hold of a Indian Scout bobber for the day, or for the weekend actually, swap it over, and I'm really keen to try one of these things out, see what it's like. Then I'll have a tough decision to make, whether or not I buy one or keep both or don't buy one. Love the Zephyr. It's going to be a bit hard to take a bite of that. Don't think that'll happen. Anyway, let's see how we go. Not a bad morning. Only at 15 degrees at the moment. It was 45 yesterday. Westgate Bridge. Take one for a test drive today, or for the weekend. Everything I look at has got this old sticker on it. Sound like hotcakes. This one next to it's the Indian Scout, but not the bobber. Pretty cool too. Here's the blue one. Oh, looks good as well. Pretty cool. Look at that. Flat black, gloss black. Smoke bronze. Sold. They are freaking cool looking bikes. Alright, so what we're going to do today is a review of riding 2 up on a 2019 Indian Scout bobber. We'll go into this for a couple of days just to try it out before we buy it. I asked them for the Pillion seat to be put on. This is just a genuine Indian one, and the normal Indian seat, which have pretty ordinary reviews from what I can tell. And it is pretty hard, but I don't think it's too bad. We've got the upgraded Fox shocks on here, which were on the bike, which is good. 2-in-1 exhaust, which I personally really like. It sounds good, but it's not obnoxious. So neither and they put the foot pegs on. Neither the wife or I are overly petite people, so you know, I'm the best part of 100 kilos. Not even going to ask what my wife is, I'll offend her, but she's obviously fairly normal sort of person, I reckon. We're probably a fairly good pair for a review on this bike, I reckon. So far we've had a bit of a ride yesterday, not too bad, so we'll have another go now. This part of the seat here seems to dig into her back a bit. It's only fairly thin in the padding, and you can feel like, especially if you give it a bit of acceleration, that sort of pushes into her back as she tries to slide off. But all in all, cracker of a bike. But anyway, I found it hard to get any info on 2UP, so we'll see how we go. I personally like the fact that it doesn't have that obnoxious bark like some of your Harleys and things do with the V-twins, but it's a nice note on this. It's an absolute cracker of a bike, I love it. I'm used to riding the Kawasaki Zephyr 1100, which I do love the sound of that with the Yoshimura exhaust on it, sounds sweet. This is just a totally different ball game. I like it equally as much, but in a different way. Oh yeah, someone's been in strife. Going over these sorts of roads at this speed, it seems to be pretty comfortable, really. That's when I first looked at the pillion seat on this bike, I almost dismissed it as a, well, that's not going to be any good, there's no way she'll be able to sit on that. But surprisingly, that's a lot better than what you would reckon when you first look at it. But we only do reasonably short rides. I think if you did a longer ride, you know, you're gonna start paying for it. You know, I rode this bike home from Melbourne yesterday, which is probably an hour and a quarter, and my bum was pretty bloody sore when I got home. But I think if you upgraded the seat, you'll probably eliminate that. Now, Indian do a what they call a comfort seat now, but they don't do the pillion seat. And I think it's probably only a matter of time until they upgrade the pillion seat. If they've got any sense, they will. And do it as a package, because if you buy the Corbin pillion seat, which is a definite improvement, the colour is probably going to be different to the original Indian seat. So and you can actually buy the comfort passenger seat. Sorry, the normal seat for the rider. You can get a comfort version of that now from Indian, but if you bought that and then you got the Corbin pillion seat, they're going to be slightly different in the colouring of the vinyl, I would have thought. I haven't seen them in the flesh, but I reckon there'll be a slight discrepancy in the colour. So your other option is you buy the complete set from Corbin, but I did a rough calculation last night, and here in Australia I reckon you'd be looking, oh, I don't even want to know, just too expensive. Oh, I forgot where I was going. Do a U-E down here. Hard not to fall in love with these things. lot different. It's just got a nice note, I reckon, this thing. Pretty expensive exhaust system to go to the 2-in-1. They do an upgrade on the airbox as well. Not 100% sure whether they've done it tuned or whether it just suits the factory tune. It is an Indian 2-into-1. Definitely a lot louder options available, but that's not something I was after. But the stock pipes, they're a little bit too long for starters and a little bit too quiet, in my opinion. They do a shorter version of the stock pipe now. You can get a stage 1 which is a little bit louder from what they were telling me yesterday, but even that little bit of difference costs you a fair bit of money to change over, but it's got to sound good. This is just a nice trade-off between having a nice note and not being obnoxious, I reckon. I can't really tell any difference having the missus on the back or not, except for when I look at it, that it does start to dig into her